What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, and this is your Bling Empire Episode 8 Season Finale Review. I'm going to have to say that watching, even though I've already watched Bling Empire the entire season, I've watched the entire season twice, and I have to say that it is so refreshing that from yesterday, witnessing what I witnessed on Real Housewives of Atlanta and then watching this episode last night as I was taking my notes. At the end of the episode, Kane said something about his friends that was so nice. Let's get into Bling Empire. We start off in Charleston. Remember, we left off in Charleston when the telephone rang and it was Possible Tony. On the phone, it was a woman's voice. Kevin, is that you? Is that you, Kevin? And Kevin's like, yeah, this is me. Who is this? Like, who is this? It's calling from Possible Tony's number. She says, it's Tony's wife. And he was like, Tony's wife? Oh, okay. And she's like, you know Tony? How you know Tony? And he was like, well, I know his daughter. I know Kim. I know Kim. He didn't say his daughter. He says, I know Kim. His daughter? And he was like, oh, they were like, yeah, okay, now it's okay to say daughter, right? It's okay to say daughter because she obviously knows. And she was like, yeah, she was like, Tony died 2 years ago of kidney failure and a heart attack. It was like, how's Kim doing? And they're like, she's doing really well. And she said, he misses kids a lot. He misses kids a lot. It was really sad because it's like they did all this work. They thought this man was somebody else, and come to find out her father died right when she's trying to look for him. And it's just the irony of all of this stuff happening, like while they're filming, they go to find him, and then he's actually no longer on this earth. So Evan and Kane are upset. Kane is upset. He was like, I don't even know what to do. We have to tell her, right? Because Kim doesn't even know they were in Charleston, let alone looking for her dad. So he was like, we're going to have to tell her. So Kane calls Kim on the phone. It's like, girl, we need to come over your house. I'm about to come over your house. And she's like, okay. And then she's sitting there with her mom. She was like, girl, Kane is about to come over. And Kane and Kevin pull up. And she was like, oh, I thought you guys were just playing. And he's like, no, we're here. So they sit down. Miss Kimmy is there. That's Kim's mom. And they were like, well, we went to Charleston. And she was like, what? And she was like, we wanted to help you find your dad. They tell her the story about what happened, how they found this other man. They thought the other man was just trying to, maintain his anonymity. And they tell the whole story. And then we got a call from his wife. And she was like, oh my God, somebody called the number back. And he's like, yeah. He's like, we don't know how to tell you. And then she was like, well, what was he? Was like, your father died 2 years ago of kidney failure and a heart attack. And so, of course, the tears are welling up in her eyes. And she's like, no, I'm okay. And the mother is sitting there too. And she just feels sad. Then they tell her that the dad said that he missed her and that he knew that she was doing well, kind of comforting her. And she's, wiping her eyes and trying to get herself together. And then her mom goes, I had a feeling that he wasn't on this earth anymore. I had a feeling of that. I just didn't know how to say it to you. Like, probably her mom was like, girl, don't go looking for him. He's probably dead. You know what I'm saying? But you don't want to do that. But that's what happened. Chrissy and Cherie are at the salon. It looks really nice. They are having a good time. They're just sitting there talking. And Christine asked if Jessie is westernized. She talks about the conversations that they've had about her finally being proposed to. And Cherie's like, we've been together 5 years. I didn't think that after 5 years I would be sitting here with 2 kids unmarried, right? So everything that is happening with Jessie and Cherie it's very non-traditional. Cherie says that every time I thought he was going to propose, he ends up giving me a watch. And they did a flashback, and she was like, oh, that's so nice, a watch. Oh my God, another watch. And she even told him to return. She was like, I don't need another watch. Please just return it. I don't need it. Return it. Take it back. And she says it's frustrating that this is happening. And you can imagine that you're from a culture where there's not a lot of unwed mothers. That's just not it. It is not tradition to be single or to be with a man and not be married and have children. So she said that her mother and his mother, I guess, had a conversation and said that it's going to happen in 2020, or his mother and his mother had a conversation with somebody and said that it needs to happen in 2020. We in 2021. I don't think Jesse and Cherie are married yet. So Cherie says, I have an idea. And Christine's like, okay, girl, what is it? And she was like, I think I'm going to propose. And she was like, I think you drank the wrong tea. She was like, girl, no, first of all, we don't do that. We don't propose to men. That's number one. Number two, she didn't say that, but that's how she was like, girl, don't you think that you want to think about this? Why would you want to propose to him? And Christine makes some really good points. And Cherie's like, I just can't wait. I want to, get married. I want to be married. Christine was like, girl, let's just look at the practical side of things. First of all, how are you with living with the fact that you proposed to him and that he may have a problem with that? How do you feel about that? She's like, well, I can't wait. And she was like, so what you're going to do is make him uncomfortable so that you can fulfill your needs. And to me, I was like, oh, okay, Christine, she got a good argument. She was like, and a proposal can't be done over. Every girl dreams of their proposal, their wedding. You only get to do it once. You're only going to do this. Would you be okay with him being upset about that? Because she's already said that because he's a trust fund baby and this and that, he's used to just being in control of everything, and that will take that away from him. But in her, I mean, I don't encourage women to propose. I just don't. Unless you are proposing to another woman, I don't promote women proposing to men. No, absolutely not. She's like, I got 2 kids. We've been together 5 years. Something needs to happen. She says, you can't take away the specialness of that. But in her, I'm trying to figure out how can I defend where I see where Cherie's coming from, or Cherie is coming from, is that I can't defend it. I don't know what to say. That's not something that, I'm not even for marriage at all. Like, that's not, it's just, so it's really hard for me to defend a woman proposing to a man. I think in their circumstances, he's not like this raggedy ass man, right? He's not mistreating her. There's no signs of abuse that's happening here. They're in looking like a seemingly healthy relationship. The only thing is they're just not married. The way that he dealt with her mother, the way that he dealt with her son, like thinking that the son was reincarnated as the mother, the conversations, they seem to have a good relationship. It's just, I don't know what Jesse's issue is with getting married. I don't know why he's waiting. So we haven't delved into that yet. Christine's advice about, taking away the specialness and you only being able to do it once, and will you be okay with making him uncomfortable that you actually propose to him? Because if you're breaking tradition, I mean, you might as well go all the way. Like, y'all have babies out of wedlock. You might as well propose to his ass. So I don't know how to defend it, but it is what it is. So they all hop on a private jet. Kane, Kevin, and Christine. Christine shares with us that there's this group who likes to fly wealthy Asians to Las Vegas to shop. And so that's what we did. She was like, we chartered a plane. We're going out. So it was Kevin, Kane, Christine. They're testing Kevin's fashion knowledge. This fool said they were going down A, B, C, D. And they were like C, I think he said Canali, and then D, Dolce and Gabbana. And then they were like E. He was like, Hermes? And they just started laughing. They were like, no. He was like, yeah, that's what it's spelled like. E-R-M. They were like, no. So it was cute because they're testing his fashion knowledge. And they said that Christine is really like on point with her fashion knowledge, baby. They said Christine is on point. Oh, Jamie shows up. Um, Kane says the goal is to have fun and shop. So Jamie, you know, she's 21 years old. She shows up there taking pictures. They're trying on clothes. They showed somebody the $79,000 watch. Let me tell you something. When they go on a trip, it's not on the, it's, they go on a trip, honey. They go on a trip and there's no conflict. People are having a good time. They're shopping. They're spending money. They're eating. They're doing all of this thing. No conflict. Just talking about how fucking rich they are and how much money they make. I love it. She was like, she makes $40,000 on YouTube. And that she does get an allowance, but that her dad lets her spend whatever he doesn't question her spending. He doesn't question. She says she uses her YouTube money to, you know, buy shit. She just buys more shit. She's 21. What are you going to do? You 21. Your father is a tech billionaire. I think they said billionaire. You get an allowance, you have that's your job. Your YouTube channel is your job. Don't tell me to get a job. I'm making money. It's bringing in money. Don't tell me that it's not a job, especially if she's making, well, you know, there's more people that make a lot of money on YouTube, but her to say, I'm a trust fund baby. I come from wealth, but I have my own YouTube channel and I make about 40,000. And then Christine was like, that ain't nothing. You can't buy couture with $40,000. I said, come on, y'all. And I was here for it. They had a really good time. But Kane says that when he was young like that, he was like, it's not a competition, but I used to spend money like that too. And then Christine shares with us that she's been estranged from her father and her parents for about 10 years. Something happened in college and she was cut off. So I don't know what happened. I guess can we get a season 2? Because I need to know why Christine was cut off. And then so Jamie was like, oh, y'all making me scared. And they're like, girl, don't worry about it, but make your own money. Make sure you have your own money. That's what Christine told her. Your parents are rich at everything, but a day can come where they could be like, girl, no, it's over with. So she was like, just make sure you have your own money. Next shot is in Calabasas. They are having a 100-day birthday party for Javon, Cherie's and Jesse's son. I want to call her Cherie. I keep calling her Cherie and Cherie. Cherie. Cherie, I think they're calling her. The party, when I tell you, was decked out. They had strings. They had like those paper umbrellas everywhere. It was just so beautiful. And then they introduced the woman whose house it was at. It was just really, really pretty. And it was, you know, it's a wish for him to live to 100 years old. So they have this 100-day party. Cherie tells, everybody's there. The whole gang is there. Kelly, Kim, Anna, everybody's there. Kevin, Kane, Jesse, Cherie. Who else is there? I didn't see, did I see Guy? I don't think I saw Guy. I don't think I saw Guy, but everybody was there. Most of the main cast members are there. So Cherie tells Christine that she's going to propose. And she was like, girl, are you serious? You're going to propose tonight? She was like, yeah. Even my son was like, why is she going to propose when it's like the little boy's birthday party? Why doesn't she wait? She's like, well, because what if he gets mad or something like that in front of all these people? So everybody's like, girl, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. So Kelly comes up to Kane and Kevin. She was like, I gotta tell y'all something. She had to come clean, honey. She was like, yes, me and Drew, we fooled around, but we didn't sleep together. And Kevin's like, I knew it. You didn't sleep together. You didn't sleep together. She was like, no, but we're not back together. But I just felt like I had to come clean with you guys. And in her confessional, she's like, I know, you know, these are my friends and I gotta be honest with my friends. I love it. And they not beating her up about it, but they're like, girl, I knew it, because they already know what her story is with her and Andrew, child. So as the party is going, everybody's, you know, mingling, and it's really, really nice. It's just showing all of the ambiance and the environmentals. It's just a really nice party that they're having. So Christine walks up to Kim and she was like, girl, tell me, okay, so let me know what we need, the whole story behind the penis pump thing, right? So I guess they were kind of like planning on fucking with Anna. Kim was like, girl, I'm going through some things. I don't have time for stuff like that, that little stuff like that. I just found out that my biological father had died. And she was like, "What? No." So I guess they were about to get ready to fuck with Anna at some time, at some point, about that penis pump situation at the table. But Kim was like, "Girl, I don't have time for that. We can't do that today. I am focused on other things. I just found out my dad died." She was like, "I felt like I messed up because I was holding a grudge. Like, why can't he call me? Why can't he do this?" And so Christine is now thinking about the conversation she just had about being estranged from her parents. And she was like, "Girl, do not wait. You don't want to finally reach out to them and they're gone." And she was like, "So, just make sure you're not holding grudges. Don't wait too late." And so Christine is now thinking about reaching out to her dad. So that would be a good storyline for season 2, because I want to know why she got cut off. That would be a great storyline, and just like to unfold that. I think I would be very interested to hearing that. So baby Javon, they wishing him a happy birthday. He is so cute in his little stroller. So they're sitting down eating. Kane says that Cherie is a great friend, and she deserves everything that she's getting, all of this good fortune and this lavish party. Kane is just to me, he seems like he's a really great person to have as a friend. As they're sitting down at the table, Florent, Florent is Anna Shay's homeboy, French homeboy, right? And they're sitting down at the table. So Christine, she's messy. She was like, so everybody, because everybody, when I tell you they iced, jeweled, flooded, when I tell you, baby, everybody got on jewels. Anna Shay got on all the jewels, honey. She later on in the night, she was putting her diamonds on Jador. It was so cute. She was like, "I just love putting diamonds on little girls," and it was so cute. She was walking around with this long diamond thing on. So Christine once asked Florent, whose jewelry sitting at the table, whose jewelry is fake? Christine's ass is messy. So they going around the table. He was like, "What do you mean?" Because he's a jewelry specialist. I don't know what they call it, a jeweler. Bitch, I don't know what they call a jewelry specialist. Nigga, a jeweler. So Florent is he's looking at everybody at the table. They're showing everybody the diamonds dripping and things like that. So he goes, "The one over there is fake." And she was like, "It's not real. It's not real. It's not real." And then he was like, "Who?" And they pan the camera over, baby. It's Kelly, honey. Kelly got on fake jewelry. Later, I saw an interview where Kelly said, "Girl, it's obvious that I had on costume jewelry." And it was. It was very, very gaudy and was like really, really sparkly. She was like, "Girl, it's obvious that I had on costume jewelry." But quiet as kept, costume jewelry be looking really nice. Those cocktail rings them ladies be wearing, you be thinking they're real. They're not at all. There's a cocktail ring. So Anna and Kevin are outside talking. We're still at the party, right? They're outside talking. And, Anna says to Kevin, "I really love what you guys did for Kim. That was really nice, like going to look for her father." He was like, "Yeah, I'm starting to see a softer side of Kim. Why don't you talk to her?" She was like, "Okay, call her." So Anna was like, Kim. She was like, "Not today, Satan." Kim was like, I'm not fooling with Anna Shay today, bitch. She was going under tables, ducking through tables and everything like that. They're really funny. So she finally went over there and sat by Anna. And she said, "I just wanted to say I'm sorry for your loss. I heard about your father." And she started tearing up again. And she was like, "And I'm sorry about, going up into your house and, invading your privacy and all this other stuff." And she's like, "I sincerely apologize." And in her interview, she says it's just like basically knowing that her father died, the petty stuff she can just leave it out. Just leave out the petty stuff. So her and Anna give each other a hug, and they're good. She genuinely apologized because on the other episodes we were like, "Bitch, can't you just say sorry?" But she was looking at her, and it was a very sincere apology, and they gave each other a hug, and that was it. I thought it was really really nice. She apologized for disrespecting her, so I thought that was nice. So as the party's winding down, Cherie jumps on stage, and Jesse was like, "Why are you getting on stage? We supposed to get on stage? I didn't know we were supposed to get on stage." And she was like, "No, just come on, come on." So they get on stage. He was like, "We have to say something." He was so concerned. He was like, "I don't want to talk." And so she's like, "No, it's just me. I'm about to talk. I'm about to say something." I was like, "Oh my God." So she starts saying her little speech. She starts talking about how grateful she's so grateful and how she loves him so much. It leads me to this question. Everybody's just standing there looking like, what is she about to do? Christine already knows what she's about to do. And she asked him, "I just want to ask you this question. Would you love me forever?" And he was like, yeah, like, what are you talking about? Yeah, like, she's like, okay. And then she ends up proposing and asking him, "Will you marry me?" And everybody starts screaming. And he is looking like, "Girl, what?" And Christine, in her interview, she said you could see Jesse's smile go. He went from a smile to not having a smile. He looked nervous and he looked embarrassed, like embarrassed, not like, like, how when people sing happy birthday, it's like you get embarrassed, you feel like a little kid. That's how he was giving. He didn't look mad to me. He didn't look mad. He looked like, okay, what's going on? Jesse's like, what a surprise. This is really a surprise. And then she gets nervous and she goes, "Oh, you're probably the first guy somebody has ever proposed to." No, honey, look at the Americans, the American girls. They do exactly what you're doing. They get up on stage, but they're not proposing to a billionaire with a trust fund, okay? They proposing to the nigga that got $2,000 in this 401k. No, they proposing to niggas who don't even have a 401k, okay? So anyways, he says, "I'm definitely not the first person to be proposed to, but I definitely am the luckiest." And he was like, he basically said yes. And they were like, "What is it? Is it yes?" And he was like, "Of course, yes, of course, yes." And so they're smiling and everything. And then he says, "You deserve everything." And Kane says, "If you're going to break tradition, just live your life," right? Then you can see Kane exchanging numbers with Florent. I was like, what's happening over there? I need to know. I need a second season, y'all. I need a second season. Then Kim goes over to Kevin, right? And she was like, "Let me talk to you for a second." So they just looking at each other. And so what I think is happening with Kim is that what happens with a lot of women when a man does a gesture of that could come off as though he's saving her. I got caught up in that shit before. It happened. The man he extends some type of gesture where the woman feels like she's being saved, right? And it's like this hero. They look at this man as a hero, and then and she's looking at him like, "I just want to think." He was like, "Why are you looking at me? You looking at me like you want to kiss me like that." And she was like, "No, I think you want to kiss me." But she said, "I just wanted to thank you. Thank you so much for what you did." And it was really nice. I mean, it was really nice that somebody did that. Like, at first I was like, I don't know how I would feel about that, but it's the intention, right? They were not going out there in any malintent. They went out there to look for their friend's father, and they were successful in finding out where he is. And so I think she's really thankful. She has some cold closure. She says it's really hard, and like she feels like a piece of her is missing. They kind of are flirting with each other. So I don't know what's going on with Kim and Kevin to this day, but apparently I think they have already kissed. I think that is the word on the street when I'm looking at the little YouTube things. I haven't watched too much because I wanted to wait to review it to see what everything's going. But I know I follow Anna Shay and Kane and what's the diva's name? Jamie. I follow Jamie. I actually subscribe to Jamie's YouTube channel. They go through all of the people because this is the season finale, and Jesse says he's going to have to give Cherie a fairy tale wedding. He's definitely going to have to do that. It's so funny. At one point, you could hear Kane calling, "Kevin, Kevin, Kevin." It's like, please stop calling Kevin's name. Him and Kevin are like this. They do everything together, honey. Kane says about his friends that, going the extra mile for your friends and being a part of something so special is really one of the most rewarding things. For your friends to speak of you as if they feel like they've been rewarded with your friendship, that is just like, it's so beautiful. And then it's just such a stark contrast to what's happening over on Bravo. It's like to actually review a show where the people are friends and it's very little conflict. They're having a good time. I'm here for it. Anyways, Anna, she closes out with letting everybody know this is not a dress rehearsal. We know you get only one chance to do it. Live your life. And Kevin says, I have kooky friends. And if you're not rich, make sure you got some rich friends. And that's how it ended. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. I will watch it again. I felt really good watching it, watching a real group, a healthy friend group, and them just have fun, go to parties, little shade here and there, a little conflict. Kevin and Kim had their conflict, but it's not without resolve, and it doesn't seem like they're carrying things over. Um, they forgave Kelly for lying to them. Oh, I forgot about Kelly, honey. She walks off because she has this really nice dress on, and it actually is one of the shots that they use, their promo shots. She's walking up in her dress, feathers, honey. She walks up to a door. Guess who answers the door? Guess who answers the fucking door? Goddamn, I practice my facial expressions in the mirror, Andrew. Yes, and that's how it ended. That's how they end. She walked up to Andrew's door. He opened the door. They start kissing, and he closes the door. Girl, so that lets you know where they are now. Anyways, y'all, that is our last review of Bling Empire for the season. Hopefully we get a season 2. I haven't heard or seen anything. Let me know if you guys see anything before I do. I enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about it. If you haven't watched Bling Empire and you want to witness and be able to be entertained by a healthy friend group, right? Then watch Bling Empire. It is really good and you'll enjoy it. It's really good. And you'll see like an Asian friend group, same set of the baseline of issues that they're having, right? I'm not going to go through it, but it's a good show. Go watch it. If you haven't watched it, you'll enjoy it. And it goes by really fast. It's 8 episodes, but you feel like it goes by really fast. So I enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoyed it too. We'll be back later on with this week with our last episode recap of Bridgerton. All right, take care of each other. Protect your energy. Peace.